Hey everyone, Wanderbot here, and welcome to Remains. It is a sci-fi space survival game set in a debris field where you have to, I guess, kind of rebuild your ship and hopefully survive space. I'm not entirely sure how deep it goes. It's been in early access, I think, for the last 2 years. And I actually didn't realize this one had come out. It was on my, kind of watch list, and I guess I must have just missed the launch, but the developer was kind enough to reach out and send me a key. And so we're going to check it out today. I'm a huge sucker for this kind of game. Like, anything that is even remotely close to what Raft was, or better, is very much something I'm interested in. Raft are like space engineers. I don't know, there's just something really cool about flying through debris in asteroid fields, and then repairing things and building up from there. Okay, so I can kind of land on this, but not really. I need a pickaxe. To make a pickaxe, I need scrap metal and rubber. Which means I need to find some floating items just kind of out and around here. Okay, and some of these are moving around, so I'll have to be kind of careful. At least my home base isn't too far away. Okay, energy drink, but that's not really that helpful in the moment. I'm trying to go for those containers if I can. Oh good, I can speed up. Ooh. I don't know what's in these. I assume it's got most of what I'm looking for. I got some scrap metal and rubber. I know I should conserve these, but at the moment, probably not. Hopefully we can get some auto collection going at some point. Now this looks like a big ol' oxygen tank. That I'm gonna hold on to. Food and water we can get more of. Dunno. Okay, so we still need rubber. Do we see anything that looks remotely close to tube-like? Maybe over there? Oh, there's some. Unfortunately, a lot of these, a lot of the debris pieces are moving hyper fast, and it isn't necessarily that big of a deal, but it is a little hard to catch up to some of them. Okay. I do not know if I need gas. I'm gonna have to drop some of this stuff, I'm sure. Oh, that's wire. At the moment, I'm just gonna go for as much oxygen as I can. Oh, there's some more tubing. I think we're actually good on tubing after this, so I should probably get a little bit more scrap metal. Oop. Flying around doesn't cost me fuel. It might be what's costing me some oxygen here. But oxygen bottles seem to be at least somewhat common. Alright, so let's head backwards, see if we can find any more scrap metal. I think this is more wiring. I'm gonna snag it anyway, because I know I'm gonna need it. There's the scrap metal. Genuinely one of the easier to navigate games in this genre I think I've ever had. Normally, when I say navigate, I guess I mostly mean just, like, leave your space platform and go do things. Normally in these games you have to worry about, like, sharks and other things coming to just wreck your day. Or at least something else to endanger you. Here it seems to mostly just be debris field. There will probably be threats later, but at least not at the moment. Alright, so let's head quote-unquote home. Make this work. So, first and foremost, I actually need some inventory space, so I can make a pickaxe. Okay, so we need wire, metal, and whatever that other thing is. Hopefully they'll just stay here. So we're looking for this stuff. Ah, electric scrap. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to identify that by, like, just squinting into the distance and hoping I can see rectangles. So we've got enough wire. At the very least, I just have to keep an eye out for more electronic parts, which are either going to be extremely common or problematically uncommon. Okay, well, we can at least get a fair bit of this stuff. If I can. How am I doing on oxygen? Decent. In fact, a lot less, we have a lot more of it than I thought we would. I thought those bottles would only get me like 10, and then I'd very much have to worry about limitations, but it seems like we're okay. Let's see. Now, here's the question. Oops. If I pop this open, gets me nothing. Okay. Do we see any? Yeah, there's another. No, that's a crate. That. Either this is metal. Ah, it's metal. No, those 3 electric parts. I think we're actually good. Let's go back. We do have a health meter, so that it does seem like there is something that can hurt me. At least. Ah. That's what can hurt me. Okay, rescue protocol. Open the journal. So, we have a lot of things. Ship systems. Item database. Ah, so we can make... We can make stuff? Is my platform moving? Ship core, ship systems, speed, no energy. Let's see. I think me running into it at high speed was maybe a mistake. So we can make electronic parts, wiring, and an energy generator. And then we also need an access card. Okay, if I do J for journal, rescue protocol. Okay. I'm just gonna go try and float in front of it and see if it stops me. Or stops moving. There. I think we're good. Okay, so journal quests. No, journal. Here we go. So, don't fly too far away for no particular reason. Create a shelter for yourself. Look for useful things in the wreckage. Try to contact team. Repair the main module, stock up on everything. I mean, it's there. Okay, create items using craft, 6 types of items, needs, tools, components, devices, missions and suit, building. Okay, building. We gotta use blueprints. Make your ship hermetic. You need to build it up with walls, roof, and base. Well, we've got blueprints. Where's my plastic? It's gone forever. All that stuff I stored. What else do we have? Learn more items. Chest. So we need plastic and scrap metal. Hate to just get rid of things, but I think I might have to. I mean, metal components should be common enough. Most of these I think I can just find again. I don't actually really have to worry about losing out. I'm gonna keep wiring around though. Wiring and electronic components, both of those were reasonably rare. Nope. I was zooming by way too fast. I don't think I'm gonna have any chance at that speed. Yeah, I was hoping the things that I just put down directly next to my base would just float there, but it looks like that's very much not the case. Back over here. We should also keep an eye out for any kind of food-looking thing, because I could use a snack. Okay. Fortunately, I don't think those were particularly forthcoming. We actually have plenty of scrap metal. I think we just need a little bit of rubber. Okay, oxygen aplenty. On the off chance that had more scrap metal on it, looks like we can stack above 10. Useful. Oh, I need plastic, not rubber. Guess I'm just gonna quaff all of this oxygen. Oh, and of course it just immediately goes away. There's some. Yeah, I keep seeing the fuel canisters as not plastic. I think this is food. Yes, it is. I don't think it healed me, and we've lost our plastic, but whatever. We got it back. Unless that was it. I have no idea. Plenty of rubber, plenty of food packages. I don't know, we'll just keep wandering. Unless this is... Aye, there's the plastic I collected earlier. So it was just floating in the area. It looks like I heal as long as I'm well fed. So that's useful to know. Build chest. Oh. Scrap metal, plastic, and metal. Oops. Wait, backpack. Backpack. Oh, that's nice. Okay. So chest requires more scrap metal and more metal. But now we have a lot of extra space, so I can actually grab some things. Yeah, so these containers here, I think are the things that I left behind. Nope. They're just random. But I will gladly accept pizza? Pizza. I haven't had pizza in a while. It's odd because I usually have a lot of pizza on hand to eat. But for whatever reason, I don't know. Haven't been making pizza lately. I think I might be doing pizza for dinner, though. Whenever I see these little supply crates, I think I'm going to go for those first and foremost. They seem to have more weird, useful stuff than not. And I want to get as much as I can. Some wiring, some other stuff. Hopefully we can build like an auto collector at some point. That's meat, cookies. But yeah, actually kind of good on the energy drinks. Okay, so let's see. Blueprints. I guess we just quaff pizza. Okay, blueprint. Base. Blessed be. I can actually I'm a really tall character. Let's see. I guess I'm just gonna quaff things. Chests. So we need scrap metal and plastic. In greater quantities than I currently have. I could also take my pickaxe and actually start bashing things open. That might not be a bad idea, though I'm not sure exactly what that's going to get me. Oh, well, no time like the present. Use something that I can mine? Yes. I mean, we seem to be gaining large quantities of scrap metal and plastic, so this was... like the game can hear me. Which all of a sudden makes me want to go play Binary Domain at some point. I've got this whole host of like slightly besmirched. Slightly besmirched like AA games that a lot of people didn't like from the late 2000s and early 2010s. Games like Metal Gear Survive. Who knows if it's good or not? I don't know. I haven't played it yet. But it's one of those where, like, I've only ever heard kind of iffy things about it, and some part of me is just like, I really just want to load that game up and play through it to completion as kind of like a, was this game actually garbage, or was it actually kind of okay? Like, I enjoy doing all of these indie impression games, or games, videos, but there's some part of me that's just like, but I also really, oh, can I? Oh, it's just huge. I thought it was floating for a hot second, and I was a little worried. let's actually put it on the edge here. Really wish there was grid snapping. Okay, so we can actually put things away in here. I guess I'm just gonna put everything. This way I can actually fit some more stuff. Because I don't necessarily know what I want at the moment. I guess first and foremost thing that I could do is actually just start ripping these up. They seem to give me large quantities of scrap metal and plastic, which admittedly we have a lot of already, but I'm assuming they're wow, this 3D model is just warping all sorts of ways. I'm assuming because they're so common, we're also going to need a lot of them. I have no basis for this assumption. I don't know. Right, there we go. Hopefully every once in a while these will pay out with something else. But then again, I am using a pickaxe. Maybe the pickaxe just will never output anything more than just scrap metal and plastic because I'm just ripping them to bits. I also see a small convoy of containers all going in the same direction. I want to pop those open. Unfortunately, I think this is the raft player in me speaking, but whenever I see like a container, I go for that first because I feel like it's going to have the most amount of goodies in it. I don't think I'm wrong. Let's see. Probably just jam meat in our face. I'd actually very much like to play one of these games someday. Where your character has kind of randomized stats or like needs. I say this mostly as a like I'm 95% vegetarian, and whenever I'm playing these games I'm like, can I actually play as a vegetarian in this game? And it's meaningless. Like if I was put in this situation, there's no way I would really care about what I'm eating as long as it doesn't make me sick. But there's still kind of that, like, baseline... Oh, it's a, like, tank tread kind of deal. There's still kind of that baseline of, you know, after X amount of time in this situation, I'd probably start figuring out how to find food that actually fits my dietary desires, as opposed to, you know, just purely like, yep, I'm just gonna eat whatever because otherwise I'm going to die. It always bugs me in games where it's like, no, this character just refuses to eat meat, and you're like, you're in the middle of a zombie survival situation, like, this is no time to be picky, you have no choice. And then ultimately everybody ends up as vegetarians because getting meat is a just giant pain in the butt. Usually when I play RimWorld, for example, almost all of my characters just become vegan because animal products are a pain and I just don't feel like working with it. Okay. So it looks like I need more oh, we can do right click. So if we want to do base, wall, roof, and structure. So we can also do corridors with windows. Okay, I was wondering how I get more of these. So we need a lot more wooden parts. Or not wooden parts, metal parts. Ship systems, components. So ship's lighting, ship's engine. Nothing on that. Scrap metal to electronic parts. I was hoping I could do scrap metal to... Oh, I see it. Just... Wait, what? Oh, that taught me the recipe for electronics. Oh, this is research. Okay, that makes more sense. I'm just gonna go back to dumping things in here. Because I've got plenty of space. It seems like my best options at this point are go hit stuff with my pickaxe, find out where to get metal in larger quantities. Go like way out of my way to grab it. Because clearly I'm going to need it if I want to build my base up at all. I was hoping I'd be able to smelt the scrap metal down into metal, but it looks like that's not really the case here. At least not yet. I do see, like, asteroidy things. And so I'm wondering if it's one of those that we just have to find. Let's see. We just have to start cracking some of those open. Okay. But especially in these early moments, early part of the game, out of my way, just grab every single case and chest I can. There's one there. But this is electronics. You know what? We need those. That's more cheese pizza. You know, I was expecting food to be more of an issue. Like, I'd actually have to rush to be able to get some kind of basic farm going. But it seems like, no, actually, this is pretty benign. Let's see, do we have anything else? No. Well, I've got plastic and scrap metal as options. I guess what I'm going to do before I go too much further... let's see. Actually, eat these. Because we're going to need wire. There we go. Yeah, if I need plastic, wire, and scrap metal in large quantities, especially for research, we should probably start just hitting these and grabbing what I can. Okay. Though I think the chests are still the best way to get most of this. The rubber tubing, yeah, we got plenty of that. It's a, oh, this is a big piece. Let's make sure we don't smack it at full speed. Also, I've got something else. Other crews. Find the remains of other crews. Build yourself a shelter. This, can I harvest this? Yep, it's just stonking huge. Well, it's fine. Should give me all the pieces I need for some research. And then let's grab a couple more metal plates, head back, and try and build at least somewhat of a functional house. And just put a roof and maybe an oxygen generator if I can. Okay. There's some metal over here. It might also be... Oops. Overshot a smidge. I'm not gonna say no to that in my way. What is this? Cookies. Nope. I don't have room for cookies in my life at the moment. I used to eat a lot of chocolate chip cookies. I've kind of phased that out of my life. Now it's mostly just ice cream if I'm going for a dessert, which is not necessarily healthy for me in the slightest. This is one of those where ice cream has kind of the added benefit of being soothing on the throat after a long day of recording. Or, you know, if the air quality is really bad because of fires. Cookies don't give me that benefit. And so, like, as much as I love a good chocolate chip cookie, I've definitely stopped off with those. Do we need oxygen? Kind of, yeah. There we go. Okay, what are you? The cookies again. Do we have enough? Hard to say. Hopefully I'll be able to just synthesize metal out of scrap metal at some point, as that will save me a lot of time and effort. There we go. How many different games do we have that are like Raft now? Because there's I think another one called Life Not Included that came out a couple days ago or last week that I've been meaning to get to as well. There's Void Train. There's obviously Raft. There's this. There's Drift. I think it's called Drift. I swear there's like a couple more. You could even call Space Engineers kind of in the same vein. But that one works more off of mining and salvaging ship bits. Okay. So let's just grab a bit of everything. Oh, we have a lot. Which is very much what I was kind of hoping for. Okay, how big of a room do we want? I'm going to do a 3x3. I'm out of scrap metal. Wow. Wow. Okay. So if I'm out of scrap metal, we know how to get more. The one thing I'd maybe want to mess around with and check to see is... Oh, there's the cookies. Yeah, they don't feed that well. What was he even going to say? Make like a big catcher with some walls and stuff, just to see if I could, like, actually catch trash and hold it. It seems unlikely that it would actually stick in place, but it'd be kind of interesting to try. There we go. Unfortunately, I don't really want to individually gather every bit of scrap. That just seems like a giant pain. I'm gonna hope there's automation tech for this. Otherwise, this is going to be a lot of flying around and grabbing junk. I think, I guess honestly, looking at all of the stuff here, the real solution is just to, I mean, go for these, but mostly bust up the big bits. I know the tutorial, like, before I started playing this, there was a tutorial tip being like, don't eat all your food at once, save some of it. And here I am just being like, ooh, packages of meat, shovel it all in my face. Food seems plentiful enough, so it's kind of hard to run out. And it's more practical for me to utilize the inventory space instead. Okay. This seemed interesting. I think it's mostly just scrap metal, but it had... Nope. It was useless. Or maybe not useless, but it was not what I was looking for. Okay. Then scoot over here. Yeah, if food was less common, I think I would hoard it a little bit more, but I've just randomly acquired several cookies. It was probably from one of the chests, just gave it to me. More oxygen. More meat. Actually, I should probably save the meat. Because I think I have some of that stored at home. Okay, do we see anything else, or do we... Yeah, there's one. I'm gonna keep going for these, because they tend to have 3 scrap metal a pop. Alright, there we go. Sometimes not. I'm just gonna keep grabbing those in hopes that it'll have what I'm looking for. Okay, let's see if I can get these to align. There we go. Okay. Just, I want one more bit of scrap metal. Oh, random piece of plastic. Again, maybe we do actually have the one more piece just sitting at home. If it requires 10, like that's the problem here. If building any piece requires 10 scrap, then I want to have sets of 10. Okay, there we go. Now I can head home. I guess I am home. It's convenient. The problem is, I'm going to keep seeing these containers go by, and I'm like, oh, but I have to have it. Even if I maybe don't strictly need it. The more the merrier. Let's go back, use, move the meat over, and take a little bit of everything else. Yeah, so we've got some food and oxygen. Oh. A loot catcher would work. I think the pizza's gone. Okay. So we don't have anything for either of these. Ship's lighting, engine. Engine will be interesting if I can move. So, 25 scrap metal to make wire, wire to make wiring, and a bower, and a gravity hook. Energy generator, repair table, trash trap. Can I change these? No, so we gotta make some bolts, is the answer. Electric parts. So we don't know how to make a bolt yet. Ah, it's at the end of this. The bolt will be the next one. Do we have enough wire to get wiring? We do. Yeah, I'll just do it. Alright. I think I'll stop screwing around, so let's just find some big chunks to hit. Okay, I say I'll stop screwing around, but I'm going to try and pick up certain things like electronic parts and wiring. And then the ever-present containers. You never know what they're going to have. And it's almost always worth pursuing them. Almost always. But yeah, if there's a trash trap item, we need that. We need a beeline for those. Let's grab as much scrap metal, plastic, and wiring as usual. Oh, of course. This is a good way of getting wiring, too. It's really just metal. Metal's the one thing. But once we get a trash trap, I pretty much won't need to go adventuring like this anymore. We can just hoover. It does also look like there might be less random junk out here. It might just be that basic debris field that I spawned in. That had the most. What should I... Okay, I need rubber for another pickaxe, because this one actually is not going to survive. The one thing I am going to say that I really appreciate is that we do not have to worry about rotation. I know space lets you rotate freely, and the sense of down is meaningless. But from my perspective, that's just a miserable experience every time I'm playing a game where you can rotate freely. Unless you're playing a fast-paced 6 degree of freedom shooter, at which point you kind of just forget about it. But in one of these where it's a little bit slower and your rotation can be slightly off, no thank you, don't want to deal with it. Yeah, so let's go get some more rubber so I can fix this thing. Also some food and oxygen, as I seem to be kind of low. There's the rubber. There's a lot of rubber. How did I ever feel like I was running out of resources or going to have trouble getting anything here? This is just blindingly common. Okay. I'm gonna just drop my old pickaxe. Hopefully that'll despawn. Okay. It's plastic. There it is. Don't know why my rubber didn't feel like stacking, but we are gonna need some food. I'll take some cookies. A cookie. It's plastic. One of these is going to be more food. Let's see, do we have anything else? Oh. Okay, yeah, some of my things weren't stacking well. Looks like... I don't know, whatever. Let's just make another pickaxe. I'm not too injured. I'm not too hungry at the moment. I'm getting there, and I like to stay topped off, but I don't need to, like, hyper-focus on it. Whereas, conversely, we really, we really need a lot of scrap metal. Something else to hit? It is. Small, so it should go by fast. Oh yeah, very small. Let's see. Come on. Let me... Oh. I don't actually know if I need this much rubber. I think I might even have quite a lot just hoarded back at home. But if I ever feel like any semblance of scarcity, I think I'm just going to overcompensate and get as much as I can. Let's just hope. Let's just hope that I'm getting close to getting whatever I need for that trash trap. Because I want to finish this video with at least a somewhat self-sufficient auto-collecting base. Just, you know, just to have kind of something set up so that the next time I play, I can just leave the game running like 20 minutes beforehand and then just come back to oodles of resources so I don't have to think anymore. Just go wild. Be like, all right, now that I have 5,000 scrap, oops, let's build us a house. I always love doing that with like games like Raft. You know, it'd be like, oh, we're going to be recording Raft today. Let's leave the game running for a little bit. I guess I did have to contend with the shark, though. That was the one issue. It's better in games like, I don't know, maybe Factorio or Satisfactory, where you just leave the game running for a bit and you have a lot more of whatever you needed stocked up. You let the bottlenecks get particularly bottlenecky for a moment. Incremental games were good for that too. Is that only one piece of scrap metal? It is. Also, notice it's going into a second stack here. Oh, really? 64 seems to be some kind of arbitrary upper limit. It doesn't actually seem like it's worth it picking up individual bits of scrap metal ever. Is this pizza? No, that's electronic parts. Open for some pizza. Fine. Okay, blueprint, base. There. So we do have a couple other things. If I want to. Not hermetic. Outside door, inside door. Outer wall. Oh, but we need bolts for that. Alright. Yeah, that ain't happening. At least not for a little while. We have bolts. We do also have the processor, but don't care too much. Because now I need to get large scales of bolts. Oh. They're not that expensive. I was worried they'd be so much more. 12. You know, I think I'm just gonna make oodles of bolts for a moment. Oh, the repair table would let me get my stuff back. Okay, so no, I pretty much do not need. And yeah, 64 seems to be our upper limit. Let's grab some meat. So we don't need plastic. We don't really need rubber. Really, it's just scrap metal. All right. Once more into the breach to go hit some big things. Okay. Because I'm going to need, I think it was 14, 16. So I'm going to need what? 60 scrap metal? Ooh. And I might want to get the repair table beforehand. We could also try hitting one of these rocks. Need a bower. Oh. Unless I might be able to get metal or scrap metal from those. Oh, it's probably a borer, not a bower. I'm just reading it wrong. That seems like the most likely answer. I think, yeah, we should probably, next time we're kind of in the vicinity of home, and we don't have one of these nearby. Then again, we are getting a decent amount. But next time we're in the vicinity of home, I think I'll stop and specifically try and get a borer just to see if it gets me what I want and need faster. Not to say that this specifically is heinously slow, but it is definitely slower than I'd like it to be. I think, oh yeah, I've been running around grabbing trash for the past 40 minutes. I don't want to say the novelty wears off after a little bit, but it's kind of one of those where it's like, I wish that there was like a better, like an upgrade or two. This might also just be me being impatient. Like, I always have to kind of weigh that as a YouTuber. You know, from my perspective, I generally want, I don't want to say instant gratification because too fast and then it's boring. You know, I always hate that about incremental games that are just like, you know, congratulations, you've been playing for 20 minutes and you're already, you know, deeply into the, like, high exponentials, and it's just like, I mean, I guess that's fine, but I feel no connection to what I'm doing now. Let's see. And so, from my perspective, it needs to be like a soft curve, but the more repetition I have to go through, generally the more disconnected I am from the product. That's why I always have trouble with games where you have to, like, grind for hours to get levels or something like that. Like, that's just not very fun for me anymore. And maybe it's because I did my time with that back when I was younger. You know, playing Pokemon and, like, catching all 150 Pokemon honestly wasn't that time-consuming, but it felt like it took forever, and then it was even worse trying to get them all up in levels and whatnot. And so it was one of those that I think the luster for that kind of gameplay has dipped off for me, unless there's some extrinsic, some extra progression systems that make it more worthwhile. So, like, if for every Pokemon you max out, all other Pokemon gets, like, a 10% EXP bonus. So, you know, your first 10 Pokemon take forever to level up, but after a certain point, it's just like, you fight one Rattata and all of a sudden you're level 30 and it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And, yeah, I could also see that feeling kind of disconnected, immersion breaking by the end. But on the flip side, you know, after X amount of Pokemon battles or something like that, it's kind of okay to say, like, yeah, I've been here, I've done this. I know this whole song and dance make it go a little faster. Oh, it's Alt. Alt to hit the air brakes. Should also probably grab some oxygen while we're out here. Let's see if we can spot any. I think so. Yep, there's some. That's just scrap metal. Which I do thankfully have a lot of now. It honestly doesn't take that long to stock up. Alright. Those oxygen tanks are worth 30. Okay, so I need, if I go back to this, I mean, just more bolts. I don't want to burn through all of it. Okay. So what is this? Trash trap. I need 14 more. Perfect. Okay, items. Trash trap. We also have the recycler, but we'll get to that in a second. For now, I gotta figure out how to even build this thing. Structure, roof, hatch, ladder, roof, wall. Those. So no, it's gotta be something I build. Yes, trash trap. So, ebisite. Metal part? Oh no. Okay. Nope. That ain't it. Oh, we do need the borer, though. Borer. No, it is. Huh. I have more plastic than I know what to do with. Let's see. So wiring is more expensive than I thought it would be. But I can make this. Find a lot of useful things in asteroids. Okay, what else can we do? Repair table. But I need iron. Bolts. More chests. I don't know. Let's see. I need wiring. I don't actually think I need much for rubber tubing. Yeah, shall I just mine into some of these? Just see what we get? Because I'm assuming we've got to find one of the purple versions of these to get ebisite. So we need the recycler to get anything useful out of that, unfortunately. But I think that's the next thing on my list. So I guess I'll have to research that too. Yeah, so it's color-coded based on what kind of resource you'll get. I don't see any of the purple things either. Oh, wait, no, there's one all the way over there. But I'm going to need, what is it? At least 40 scrap metal. And a whole bunch of wiring and other things. Pop that open, get another cookie. And then I think we just are going to struggle with this for a while. Because yeah, there's no point in mining for anything while I can't use it. Okay. We want to go back to this. Yeah, the recycler requires 20 bolts. What else do we have? Energy battery, wire extension, orangery, solar panel, 3D printer, destroyed ship locator, decker table, lamp, droid charging station, find more recipes. Oh boy, this has quite a lot in it. Like huge props on that one. It does feel like this is a very substantial game from what I've seen so far. The whole find the destroyed ships thing is a little Subnautica adjacent, which is something I guess I personally appreciate. Let's see, what do we want to do? I'm just gonna toss one of these plastic things. No, let's not do that. That's stupid. What I should do is build another chest. I just need some scrap metal to do it. Fortunately, my pickaxe is about to break too. Yeah, we need wiring in large quantities. We don't really need too many of the rubber tubes. Yeah, it's just scrap metal and plastic. So why don't we just do this until we run out? This thing might break on me. I kind of hope it doesn't, but I'm curious to see if it just becomes non-functional or if it's just outright destroyed. So I think I'll get... No, we should probably make our next pickaxe first. Because we can almost make the chest. I just need a smidge more. But I'm probably better off just going back to one of these things and mining it the rest of the way. Also, oxygen's starting to look kind of bad. Still, once we get the rocks out of my inventory out, then I won't have much to worry about. Okay. Yeah, we're close enough to home. So, I guess go back here. Put this away. Go back to this. Build another chest. Just kind of jam them in right next to the previous one. Like I said, really wish there was grid snapping. Okay. Anything else? I guess all things considered, I'm just gonna put those, use those. So we need, honestly, we just need to go find more big structures to smack. We're getting there, and I should probably mine some epicite while we're at it, just so I'm ready with it. Okay. Oxygen. This will eat the meat. Okay, let's go over here. Is there more kind of in this direction? It seems like there kind of is, but not too much. Okay, so I'm gonna need at least 40 scrap metal. This is something where, like, very light RPG mechanics would come in handy. I don't know how many of you guys have played Forager, for example, but I'm thinking that, like, +1 scrap metal whenever you're harvesting anything that would give you scrap metal. Like, a single perk like that, even a 50% chance of getting 1 extra or something, would go such a massive way. I know that kind of leveling system never makes a whole lot of sense in these games, but from my perspective, it's always that, like, huge quality of life, and it kind of gives every playthrough a potential bit of flavor too. Like, how would I describe it? The more player agency and the more, like, build customization you give a player can have in the beginning of a game especially, but just over the course of a run, the more kind of variance in how a person goes through a game drastically increases replayability. Because, you know, what if one run you're going for more trash trap stuff, one you're just more really good at grabbing things and just hoovering up resources nearby, or scrapping through stuff more efficiently. Even if it doesn't make too much of a difference, it changes your initial reaction to how the game works. So instead of flying around grabbing stuff, if I was specifically specialized in looting, okay, there's the epicite rock. Looting versus scrapping versus mining. You know, those three differences all of a sudden kind of dramatically change how you react to the beginning of the game and the path that you take through it. At least a little bit. And then there's kind of that feeling of like, oh, but what if I tried this one? Maybe this would have been faster, smoother, easier. It's epicite ore. Okay. It looked almost like it was just in its complete form right from the get-go, and the answer is nope. But it's fine. We're getting very close here. I think I just need a full stack of scrap metal. Maybe a little bit more than a full stack of scrap metal. And then hopefully, if we're super lucky, I can just let automation handle things for a while. Because I'm super I want to say I'm lazy. I think it's just a matter of, the more of these games I play, the more I get, like, I think burnt out on repetition. Like I said earlier, I'm not much for it. And so the more repetition I have to go through, the worse it can feel. Not always. Like, it depends on the game. I'm trying to think of a good example of, hey, like Tony Hawk Pro Skater. The repetition is kind of fun because you're getting better and better at it the entire time. But the more busy worky it is, that repetition quickly turns dull. I think this is the one that I was harvesting earlier when my pickaxe broke. Nice to get it out of the way. I got 61. I think this is good, at least for now. Okay, so let's put this away. Put this away. I can't even do anything with it until I've managed it a bit better. Eat my pizza. Okay, so ship item database, bolts for the recycler. So we need so many bolts. Okay, so we've got that. So now we need the recycler. 5 rubber. How big is this sucker? You know, not huge. Smaller than expected. Weird that it's got caster wheels. Okay, next order of business. I need a generator. 5 bolts, 2 metal. Please? I think we're lucky. Okay, shoot. Probably should have checked. What was the other one? I did need the electronic parts. Kinda wish this had AoE crafting. That if you're, like, within range... Oh, this is why we need so much plastic. It's so small. Yeah, I was wondering why we had so much plastic. If I can pick it up and, like, move it closer. Okay. So there's something about power that we need to mess around with. Unless it's literally wire? No. Oh, is it wiring? Wire connection tool. 10 scrap metal. Why do I feel like my life's on a loop? It's okay. We only need 10. Probably should have cleared out my inventory before this, but whatever. Okay, let's get this one. And yeah, eventually we won't have to burn plastic to get what we need either. We'll just be able to put up a bunch of solar panels and have infinite power. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for the full set here. Even if we already have what I need, I don't like the idea of leaving these partially mine for myself to have to clean up later. That just sounds like a pain. If I'm here, I'm here. The travel time is kind of the biggest... I don't want to say the biggest waste of time in this situation, but it feels like it. Back. Just in case. 3 scrap metal. Yeah, worth it. I'm just fiending for containers. And it's not punishing me for it. Okay, so let's go back here. I guess the one thing I could do is put away the blueprint tool for a second. We want to do wiring. Build. Um... Don't need too much of that. I've got to figure out how this even works. First things first, let's move it out a little bit. Needs energy. Oh, I see. We now have energy. Status is off, but I can make ebesite. And if I can make ebesite, we can maybe... get very confused because I'm not actually sure how to recycle anything. Okay, put these over. Let's grab the energy drinks. This is going to confuse me for a bit, so I might as well just figure it out. Okay, components recipes. Status off. Recycle. Ebesite ore disabled. Scrap metal and rubber from that. Metal raw materials to scrap metal. Plastic raw materials. Metal to iron. Could be the energy battery. Is it something else that I've missed? Don't mind me, I'm just getting distracted. I think there's probably a tutorial for this, so I will go give it a look in a hot second. I just want to take a break for a moment. Guess we'll just shove these into my face. Hopefully it doesn't require, like, a lot of ebesite to get one. Yeah, we were right next to these, so I just figured, yeah, let's take a short break. Get some more scrap metal in case I need to build another thing. Go from there. I'm curious if the grav gun lets me just hoover this stuff up from a distance. Maybe not this, but the little things. And I've lost my house. There it is. Okay, so what is the issue? What is your major malfunction? Status has energy, but it is off. What about iron? Iron ore, status. These. Use. Not like I put it there. No. Let me check journal. Building? Energy. Okay, mission access. Find the remains of other crews, and then build shelter. I don't want to do that. And then it is burnt through all of the plastic I've already given it. There's a reason why the plastic looks like fuel, I suppose. Yeah, the problem is the status off is confusing me. Oh, it's a slider. Okay, here we go. Recycle. There it goes. We are now properly recycling the ebesite that we need. It looks like a button, which is the issue. Let's see. Wait, where did it go? Oh, take. Okay, so we have the ebesite, and if I want to make a trash trap, we need bolts and metal parts. Oh. Didn't figure that part out. Don't know how we do that. Because unless it's a component recipe that I specifically have to find... it could be. You know what? We've got the forum, metal parts. Actually, the guide should have it. Okay. Oh. Dang. Okay, so here's the answer. Metal parts are made in the 3D printer. So, despite the fact that we have the research for the thing that I need, we don't actually have the ability to make the thing that I need yet. Let's see. Let's put the epicite away. I guess let's get the repair table. Unfortunately, I think the real answer here is I'm just out of time. As much as I'd like to continue on and see a little bit more of this game, it has taken me a little bit longer than I was hoping for to get all this stuff. Metal to iron. Wait, what? Oh. Oh, iron to metal. Okay, so I'm actually gonna have to... I bet I get iron off of those orange things. Oh, that's just iron ore. Iron from iron ore. There we go. Okay, so that'll take a little bit of time, but that's how we get more of these resources. But yeah, it's a little bit of a slow starter, but the promise for kind of the automation and exploration for this game has a lot of promise. I wish the start was a little faster, but that might just be a me thing, and it's one of those that if you actually want to sink a couple hours in this game, I think it's going to be pretty rewarding. The fact that you can build a full proper ship and go flying around and hopefully grab more of this stuff automatically. It seems like it could get kind of fun. Hopefully you also get the ability to just like capture asteroids and just crunch them up into their component bits. For now at least, if you guys like this video in any way, shape, or form, leave me a like, helps more than you know. And if you want to see more rad new games every single day, then hit subscribe. And of course, if you want to pick the game up yourselves, it is available on Steam for, wow, $6 normally, down to $3. For the Steam sale. This is an absurdly good deal for what I've seen so far. Despite the fact that, once again, some gripes about the speed. $3 for this. Like, I've already got my $3 worth. And all I've done was just hit metal. Maybe I have different preferences than some people, but it was fun. For now, though, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time.